runners.
All right, welcome in everyone. We are here for the digital wealth transfer. It's Monday, June 16th, 2025. M.I.M.S, this is such an important topic. We just said we got to double down and bring the knowledge and the education to the people. So good to have you here, brother. What's going down?
Yeah, man, fired up and excited as always. The time is ripe to get educated. The time is ripe to be aware of what's going on in the market, the assets you need to hold, the opportunities to take advantage of, especially right now with everything that's going on globally, okay, between nations, all right, between the people and what's going on in the financial system. So this is the time for you guys to get plugged in. Make sure you like this out, share this out. The digital wealth transfer is real, and there's nothing more important right now than creating cash flow and acquiring the right assets, okay? And so we're going to keep you updated, of course, as we always done, on what's going on in the blockchain and crypto space, what's going on in these markets, how you can hedge, and how you can build wealth, and also put yourself in position to create cash flow in the process. So I'm fired up and excited to get this digital wealth transfer, run this live show. This run is going to be phenomenal as we get closer to regulations and a lot of the events that are supposed to take place in this space for people to win and capitalize. So yeah, brother, it's going to be a phenomenal show. I'm pumped up and excited. How about you?
Hey, let's get into it. I just saw this today, man. Bitcoin has now overtaken Google. Let me repeat that. Bitcoin has a bigger market cap. It is worth more value than Google. That's massive, guys. And silver is close to passing Google.
Yeah.
And gold is still the number one.
Yeah.
So again, like people fading Bitcoin at this point are just literally have their heads in the sand and are refusing to get with the times. And here's, the big news today, M.I.M.S. $1.6 trillion Bank of America just acknowledged Bitcoin is a once in 1,000 years technology. They are basically comparing it to the printing press, electricity, and the internet. So this is why we're doing this, guys, because there's still so many people out there who are not paying attention, who are not taking this seriously, and you will be left behind. You will be those people who didn't get an email until 2019, and you have no idea what's going on in the world. You don't know how to use anything, and you're irrelevant at this point. M.I.M.S, this just came out today, but any conversations or comments you have?
Yeah, I mean, the blockchain is changing everything. Every area of human activity, and of course, Bitcoin being number one, being the OG, the grandfather, the inception point of the whole thing. Folks, it's inevitable where this is going. But more importantly than the information is just you taking advantage. That's what it really comes down to, the action. You can't hear and see this information and then not do something in some manner, no matter how small or how big, to capitalize on it, right? And so that's why we talk about, Mike always talk about buying some Bitcoin on a consistent basis, even if it's $25 a week, $25 or something, right? Just taking, your fiat currency, your dollars, and converting that a little bit at a time into a digital asset that is set to be able to, be the new standard of global commerce and trade. It's the blockchain is digital assets. So you definitely have to take advantage. When you see Bank of America, other major institutions telling you what's coming, this is an opportunity for you because it's not here yet. And Bitcoin is still undervalued at its current stage.
And again, think about this, guys. We all know what Visa and MasterCard are. Basically, that's what almost everyone is using in the entire world to buy or purchase anything. Bitcoin transferred more value in 2024 than Visa or MasterCard, and only 7% of the people in the world own cryptocurrency. What do you think is going to happen when 10%, 20, 30, 40? I got another one coming up here that shows that, look at this, never bet against the fastest horse, right? This is Bitcoin compared to gold, the stock market. It is growing immensely faster. These other ones are taking 1,700 days, 2,000 days to reach this point of 70 billion. This is the ETF, just the IBIT, 341 days. I mean, we've never seen growth like this in anything in the history of the world.
Yeah. I mean, it's going faster. And like Mike said, there's less than 7% of people in the world in blockchain and crypto right now. The mass utility, the mass adoption, the mass flow of value hasn't really happened on chain yet. Okay. We have seen nothing yet. A lot of this is just because of, obviously the use case, but there's a lot of speculation and understanding of where it's going to be because of this amount of money that's coming. But the amount of money that's coming isn't here yet. We're still waiting on stablecoin bills regulation. We're still waiting on the framework and the legislative. So everything is being put in place, and this is where we are. But what do you think is going to happen once everything is in place? Well, you're going to see quadrillions of dollars, especially when we talk about the tokenization of the real world assets, move into this blockchain, move into this space. So this is why you're still early. This is the time. You need to give yourself some options. You need to have a cold storage wallet. You need to have a hot wallet. Get your crypto off these centralized exchanges. Okay. You need a dollar cost averaging, a little bit here, a little bit there. It adds up, But yeah, I mean, Mike, this is skyrocketing. There's a lot of people who have no idea about what's going on with blockchain, with Bitcoin, how to position themselves, how to secure their assets, what assets to get. And this is what we've been telling people for years to do, showing people how to do it. And we're getting more and more confirmation that we're in the right direction because the major governments and institutions and agencies around the world are doing the same thing. And so this is the time, folks. Like, take this seriously. When we're presenting this information, okay, we are bringing something to you that the masses of people aren't aware of and that the wealthy are capitalizing on. Okay, put yourself in position to win and lock in.
And this was one of the great. I got to watch this full interview. I just watched a couple clips, but this is one of the smartest economists in the world, and they're realizing our entire system is built on lies, which is why we focus on assets like gold, silver, and crypto. And so this short clip right here, 33 seconds, he's basically talking about how all the assets in the world equal $900 trillion of purchasing power. Divide that by 21 million, and you get 43 million per Bitcoin.
If you hold it in self-custody, if it stays decentralized and secure, founded by energy, it is repricing that entire system over time. So what does that mean? So you take that 900 trillion today of purchasing power, not 900 trillion of paper money, of purchasing power, and you divide it by 21 million. And, or if you said that how many lost coins, you divide it by a smaller number. But let's say that number equals 43 million. Approximately 43 million of purchasing power in today's currency of Bitcoin. If you hold it in self-custody.
So guys, I mean, I remember back in the day, M.I.M.S, where people thought you were crazy if you thought Bitcoin would hit $100,000. And now it's happened. Yeah. And now it's $1 million. Like, people think it's not going to $1 million. Guys, Bitcoin's going to $1 million. The only question is when.
Yeah. And you have to understand, some folks, that currency is becoming obsolete. Fiat currency and the system that it runs on is obsolete. It's outdated. We're going through an upgrade. But whenever you upgrade your apps in your phone, it's unusable for a time period until it re-uploads and you have a whole new interface. You have a whole new system. Well, that's what's going on with the financial system. It's getting updated. So what can appear to be a crash and will be a crash for a lot of people, for those who understand that it's an update, they're prepared for the new interface. They're prepared for the new functionality. They're prepared, for the options that they're going to have because they knew the update was coming. We are in that process right now in the global economy. So when he talks about that time period, understand something, that everything will be done on the blockchain, all global trade, all global commerce. So all this fiat money and the fiat system and rails that we conducted global trade and commerce, they'll be obsolete. They won't be used. They're slowly getting phased out. So you'll notice more and more going on the blockchain percentages until it's 100%, where nobody does anything in cash anymore. Nobody uses, those old fiat rails anymore. And you're already seeing it when you go to certain places in the mall, certain stores, they don't take cash anymore. You're done with cash, right? And we've been talking about this. I don't know if they've changed it, but, they haven't printed any new bills since 2017. I need to go to the ATM and check it. We haven't checked it in a while. It was a big thing that we were reporting on last year, but there were no new bills coming out of the ATM since 2017. Now, I don't know if they created some new ones now, but understand something. This is getting phased out, and everything's going digital. And you want to get some digital now because the digital value is low compared to where it's going to be, and that could be a significant profit and life change opportunity for you.
Yeah, I'm just checking all what I had in my wallet right here, and nothing's after 2017.
Yeah. Let me know, guys. If you find any 20s, 100s, or 50s or something like that, and it's like a 2024, 2023, 2022, 2021, 2020, 2019, I'd be surprised. Okay, I'd be surprised. We also know that they're getting rid of the penny. Okay, they're getting rid of pennies. It costs more to make the penny than the penny's actually worth. It's the same thing with the dollar. The dollar costs more to make than it's actually worth. It's really insane when you really know what's going on and understand, like, there's less than 3% of cash in circulation already anyway. We're already in a digital economy, but it needs to be blockchain based. And that's where it's moving. Okay. It's moving 100% on the blockchain.
Well, this will really blow your mind, guys, because he's going to talk about gold and Bitcoin here, and the amount of debt that we have.
We've always co-opted money. When people say gold is actually the store of value, it hasn't. It's failed many times. It gets repriced, it gets centralized. If gold was actually the price that the free market says it is, it should be about $80,000 an ounce. So it's suppressed through derivative instruments. It's suppressed. Nobody knows how much gold each central bank has.
M.I.M.S, you want to add anything to that? We were just talking a little about the gold revaluation.
Yeah, I mean, he called it, at the right price. It should be around 80, 50, minimum 10. 10 is super modest, and obviously gold, hitting recently all-time highs around 3,500. It's still nowhere where it should be compared to the inflation and amount of money printing. But he also talked about the rigging and manipulation that taking place on the market. So it's the gold is doing what it's supposed to do. It's just that we have corrupt institutions, agencies, leaders that are manipulating and rigging the price of these assets down. And it all started with the private central bank because they want you in paper money. They want you in fiat currency because it's easier for them to confiscate your wealth that way. They can't confiscate your wealth and control you and take away your liberties and your freedoms the way they can with gold. They can't do that. They can do it with paper. They can't do it the same way with gold. But yeah, gold should be much higher. But it's because of the rigging and manipulation. But this is why we're telling people the rigging and manipulation will come to an end. Okay. We will see these assets correct to fair price, real price market value. And I think it's going to happen with the blockchain. We're seeing Basel III in July, okay, and Basel III endgame. A lot of the rigging and manipulation coming to an end. These banks have to have the physical asset, the gold on the books. Okay, we're seeing these assets break out now. So, no, he's 100% correct, brother.
So I just did some quick math. If we had $80,000 gold, and we went with the historic 15-to-1 ratio of gold versus silver, that would put an ounce of silver just a little above $5,000.
Nice.
And you have a paper currency on top that gold isn't audited every 10 minutes. So we pretend it acted like a store of value because it acted like a better store of value than other stores of values.
Yeah.
But we don't have a mental model for what a real store of value, or not a store of value, a real network protocol bounded by energy looks like, because all of the stuff is in our mind is in this other system.
What's stop?
So yeah, that is a great interview. You guys should watch. You can find that on my X, Michael Tharp EDU. Let's get into the markets here a little bit, M.I.M.S, and then we'll be done. Bitcoin at almost $108,000 right now. Aerodrome Finance, which is on the base ecosystem, is up 18% this week. Pendle is up 12, Uniswap 11. Hyperliquid, man, is just taken off. I remember a couple months ago, this was in the 20s. Right now it's 44, up 17% this week. Virtuals, Near, Sonic, we've all covered and talked about. But there's still so many good guys, good buys right now, guys. So a lot of you might be thinking, right, like, well, did I miss my chance to buy Bitcoin? I don't think so, but it's going to be a lot harder to make the gains with Bitcoin because its market cap is so big. It's like with anything, if the longer you wait, the more you're going to need to have in order to get, real wealth. So you can see here, right? Gold, it's going to take a long time for gold to double to 7,000. It'll take a long time for Bitcoin to double to 200,000, but it's going to happen, right? So it's not that I'm saying don't buy Bitcoin, but what you want to do is find good projects that are decentralized, that are using what's called proof of work, right? Which are physical miners that decentralize the network and provide it revenue streams, right? And that's why, we're excited when it comes to what's going on with Texit. And M.I.M.S posted this the other day. We've been getting this coin since it was where did we get in? It was like 70 cents, 60 maybe.
Yeah, we've been watching it longer.
Yep.
But yeah, we got in earlier. We're definitely in profit in regards to the coins that we've mined, and we're mining it every day. And the project is, the ecosystem is expanding. The infrastructure is expanding. The community is expanding. The use case is expanding. And that's what we look for. That's what you want to see in a project. You want to see that community growth and engagement, right? You want to see the infrastructure being built out as the infrastructure is being built out in Texas right now. You want to see that utility being increased as we're seeing it in certain cities in Texas and more as time goes on. So yeah, brother, we're excited about what's taking place with this project because of where it is so early on. But of course, there's also the opportunity to help people create cash flow in the process, like we always talk about.
Yeah, and what you guys have to understand is this is just a $55 million market cap. That is very low in crypto. So again, if this goes to 100 million market cap, that means it doubled, right? And then if it goes to a 200 million market cap, that means it tripled. So this is what you want to get into, projects like this, right? And you want to have that liberty and freedom aspect, right? You can't just create some stupid meme coin and think it's going to really work out long. What you want to do is have a vision and a mission and the right leaders in place, right? And that's why we love Texit. It's talking about honest money, right? It's Bobby Gray has been in the money network of creation and creating liberty and freedom for over 15 years. So this is a mineable coin. It's built on a secure Litecoin fork, so we know it's secure and works, free from centralized control, no banks, Wall Street, or government interference. And again, Bitcoin is, I'm a little concerned about it, right? When it comes to the centralized control because of, the ETFs getting in and BlackRock and how much of it are they going to own? And it's awesome, right, M.I.M.S? Where's my physical? You got your physical cold storage on you?
Yeah.
I put mine in my safe for a minute.
Yep. Physical cold storage right here.
There we go.
Yeah.
And so, guys, I've never seen a project where they teach you and start you off the right way with a physical cold storage. And so this just gives you way more security so that you own your own assets and coins. M.I.M.S, anything you wanted to add when it comes to Texit and why we're excited about it?
Yeah, you want to be in early on projects that have real value. I mean, obviously with, this proof of work blockchain, real physical miners, infrastructure laid out all through Texas, great visionary and founder by Bobby Gray in the liberty movement and freedom, and obviously the work that he's done with Ron Paul. He has a good name out in the world in the space for the work that he's done over that time. So great visionary and leadership. Obviously, real infrastructure, physical miners being built out, fair launch, decentralized, or fair launch in the project. Also, the ability to share this and help people create cash flow. I mean, it's literally changing people's lives right now. People are making more money than they've ever made doing anything. People who weren't even successful or never even did any kind of sharing opportunity at all are making thousands of dollars a week with this. And it's huge. So once again, you have a growing community, you have growing use case with cities in Texas. It's more cities and people are using this coin. And then you have, use case, utility, and, community, and everything is just looking good. And you want to be in early. And of course, more exchanges will come and things of that nature as it's being built out. But you just want to be in early. And that's why I recommend everybody get a miner, and take advantage and start sharing with people.
Yeah, and I just want to be clear, guys. Okay, this does not require physical space. You don't need a big computer. You don't need any technical know-how, right? It's 100% hands-free operation, but daily you get those tokens delivered to your own cold storage wallet. So it's a complete turnkey solutions. Oh, you even got this set up here. I won't play the sound of it, but you can actually see the mining operations and Bobby Gray
Nice.
here. So I didn't even know we had that. It just links to
the
links
videos
to our
where he's
acts. Yeah.
Okay, sweet. Yeah, you want to see the proof. You want to see the proof. You want to see the evidence. Like I said, these miners, the facilities, they're being built out all throughout Texas. You don't take a physical miner, so you don't have to worry about energy consumption. You don't have to worry about IT specialists being able to set this up in your home, and you don't gotta worry about runtime and things of this nature. You just buy the miner, you're receiving the coins, and it's going in your cold storage wallet. The digital asset is rising in values, projected to go to $16 per coin. And right now the miners are less than $1,000, and so that's where you want to be. And when you want to be in early, you want to buy an asset. That asset will continue to reward you every single day in that digital asset. And you're leveraging the system, which he's created a phenomenal share plan, for people to be able to share and build out this infrastructure and ecosystem by sharing and put themselves in position to earn up to $3,000 per week. So it's real. It's legitimate, and take advantage. Take advantage.
Yeah, the last thing I just want to bring to you guys today is BitTensor Tau. I was just doing more research, and I just was like, I got to get more Tau. So I bought a full Tau. It was under $400, which I think is a steal. It's gone as high as 714 before. I was screaming from the rooftops, guys. You can go back and watch it. When Tau dipped below 200, I was like, you better be buying, right? And so I can't go into all this right now, but this is a really good article I would highly suggest you read. It's about the subnet that BitTensor or Tau has. So they're calling this subnet summer because they think that the subnets are going to explode. You can kind of think of subnets as like an AI startup. You could think of Tau as the Bitcoin for AI. It literally follows Bitcoin's tokenomics of only having 21 million BitTensor tokens created, but the subnets add more value because it's actually people doing work. So rather than having a miner like you do with Bitcoin and Texit, here you have teams of real people providing AI work to Tau. So it's decentralized AI. So who's ever doing the best work gets the most tokens. That's how they reward them. And I mean, I could literally talk about this for a whole hour. Maybe we'll do, a special just on it. But you guys definitely want to check this out. And again, guys, the subnet summer is the inflection point where there a lot of people are, just because of the tokenomics and the way the math works out, they're expecting these subnets to explode. And I've done videos on how to buy them. You can literally buy $10 of a subnet if you want. But you guys, it's about the education, right? It's about taking action, and it's about running with the runners, guys, or you're getting left behind. M.I.M.S, I'll give you the last word today.
Yeah, folks, obviously we're going into July. We got ISO compliance, happening July 14th. We got Basel III happening July 14th. Obviously we got wars and things going on, a lot of uncertainty. There's no crystal ball for this. We're probably going to be in a stagflation period within the next 6 to 18 months. Low growth, low output, high inflation, high unemployment. Be prepared for what's to come. We know what's coming. It's going to get bad for a lot of people, but you need to stay abreast to the options and opportunities, systems, platforms, and ways for you to win. And that's what we are doing. We're staying abreast to what's going on to this global changing financial system and how to capitalize on it and put ourselves in position to make sure that our family, our loved ones, and our followers win as opposed to the mass of people who have no idea what's going on with the Japanese bond market and the dollar and, you know, everything else. You don't have to know everything, but you just want to know that you have a hedge in some manner. And so that's why we get really excited about Texit coin. We think it's a great opportunity for people to create that residual with the receiving that miner and then sharing it. That's why we get excited about gold and silver. Okay, which obviously gold and silver are up, you know, right now, and as things get, you know, continue to deteriorate, those assets become even more attractive. Okay. Yeah, so we're winning, folks. We're looking forward to, you know, this digital wealth transfer and this Runners Live show, giving you guys more consistent, updated value on what we're seeing out here in the market and in the economy, and hoping that you guys like this out. I hope that you smash that like button, share this out, okay, so people can get this information. And then more importantly, you know, knowledge is power, but it's applied knowledge is power. Apply the information that we're sharing. Reach out to us or whoever got back, whoever shared this with you, so you can figure out how you can get a Texit miner or how you know, get a decentralized wallet or whatever it is. Get the information and take advantage. Put yourself in position to win. Y'all know what time it is. Y'all been running with the runners. Lace up. Let's get wealthy.
Let's go. We'll see you guys tomorrow night, Tuesday, 10:15 p.m. Eastern Standard for the original Runners Live. We're just going to be going live a lot more. We'll let you guys know when it is.